Welcome to Beyond Just Money by Kalkinemedia, an independent global media house and investor relations group. Please note that this podcast is for information purposes only. It's not a solicitation or recommendation to buy, sell, or hold the stocks of any company or companies or engage in any investment activity under discussion. Kalkinemedia is neither licensed nor qualified to provide investment advice through this platform.
Hello and welcome to Beyond Just Money with me, Samta. And today with us we have Nidhi Sinha, who is the head of content of Kalkinemedia. We are already 1.5 years into COVID-19 pandemic, and one sector that has been hit the hardest is travel. We will discuss about this sector with Nidhi today. Welcome, Nidhi.
Thank you, Samta. Indeed, the travel sector has taken a huge beating due to the pandemic. For the entire period of the pandemic, the travel space has remained almost frozen. Businesses are now preferring Zoom meeting, family functions are happening at a small scale, and most people are avoiding taking any vacation, so to say. People are actually traveling only in case of emergency, health or otherwise. All this has had a severe impact on the profitability and even the solvency of airlines.
Absolutely, Nidhi. And in such a difficult situation, how have airline stocks fared? Could you take us through the performance of some of the major stocks on ASX in 2021?
The first on my list is Qantas Airways Limited. Headquartered in the suburbs of Sydney, Qantas Airways is the flag carrier of Australia and the country's largest airline by fleet size, international flights, and international destinations it covers. Founded over a century ago in November 1920, Qantas is also the world's third oldest airline still in operation. Shares of Qantas have lost around 7.33% year-to-date basis when the broader markets have been in the green. Another one is Air New Zealand Limited. Although Air New Zealand is the flag carrier airline of New Zealand, yet it has dual listing. It is listed on the New Zealand Stock Exchange as well as the Australian Stock Exchange. Based out of Auckland in New Zealand, the airline operates scheduled passenger flights to 20 domestic and 32 international destinations across 20 countries, mainly around and within the Pacific Rim. Shares of this airline have lost a huge 15.38% on the ASX this year.
Well, those are huge losses, Nidhi, that these stocks have borne. Are there any other stocks that you would want to list out?
Yes, Samta, another popular airline stock that has tumbled is Regional Express Holdings. If there is a bloodbath in any of the 4 major listed airline stocks in Australia, it is in this. The company's shares have tumbled around 41.15% on a year-to-date basis, and it is officially in a bear zone. A bear zone is when a company's shares tank 20% below its life high. Currently, the company's shares are at a level less than half of their peak figure. Regional Express Holdings is the parent company of a number of airlines and associated companies in Australia.
So to sum it up, is there any outlier among the major listed airline stocks in Australia?
Yes, there is. We had a surprise in Alliance Aviation Services Limited. The airline industry might be in the doldrums, but this company has outperformed even the larger markets. Gaining 15.59% this year, the company has outperformed even the star index of ASX, which is S&P ASX 200 financials. There is a logical reason for being the outlier for this company. Alliance Aviation Services is a provider of contract, charter, and allied aviation services to the mining, energy, tourism, and government sectors, both domestically and internationally. While tourism has been hit hard, some other sectors gained a lot of traction as the country continued to shed the recession blues.
Thank you so much, Nidhi, for sharing your insights on some of these popular travel stocks that have fared in 2021 with our listeners.
Thank you, Samta. Always a pleasure to be on this show.
Well, to listen to this podcast again, please log on to our website, that is kalkinemedia.com, or you could also go to our YouTube channel. Until we see you next with yet another insightful episode of Beyond Just Money, this is me, Samta, saying goodbye, and as we always say, stay apprised and invest wise with Kalkan.
Our listeners are requested to make their own inquiries about any investments, and kalkinemedia strongly suggest that the listeners seek advice from a financial advisor, stockbroker, or other professional as necessary. Kalkinemedia hereby disclaims any and all the liabilities to any listener arising from any use of the information shared or discussed in this podcast. This podcast is available for personal and non-commercial use only.